I'm delighted to say I'm joined by the two-time major champion Daryl Gurney. Thanks very much for the time, Daryl. How are you doing?
Not so bad. Having another great day in Milton Keynes. I've been here now for just over a week, and I'm stuck in the hotel room today. As you know, there's no darts on today, but yeah, no problem. Doing an interview, and I'm looking forward to actually doing something.
Good man. Well, last time we had you on was just before the start of the Premier League, way back in February now. I mean, when the season was cut short, you were winless, but all your games apart from one had gone to a final leg. So how did you reflect on that first round of games that you had?
Well, I kept on thinking that, I knew that I should have got something out of previous games, even the first week against Gary, and then I should have got something out of the game against Michael Smith. And then I was 3-0 up on Rob himself, but he came back. I think he came back with maybe 11 and 2 12 darters to get back into the game. So I possibly could have had another couple of points on the board from draws. Not saying necessarily I was going to win them games, but so it was my own fault, kind of getting to the latter stages of them games and getting the jitters and probably not throwing as well as I should have been. But the way it was going to where it is now, it wasn't so bad having the break.
No, definitely not. And just before the break, we did have the UK Open, and you had a deep run there, getting to the semi-finals. Lost out to Michael van Gerwen, who hit a 9-darter in that game in the semi-finals. Were you happy with how it went for you in Minehead?
Bar probably losing that game to Michael. To be honest, it was a long weekend for me because I won 3 games. I went to the final legs, so I just sneaked them 10-9. But I think the time Michael came around, I was certainly get it tight because obviously the game that came before that too against Klassen, I won the same score line. But no, I was alright. I was there and thereabouts. There was a couple of games I was behind, especially against Keegan Brown. I think he was 9-7 up for me, and I think I done well to break him and then maybe hold and maybe full for the match. So no, I was doing the right things at the right times at the latter part of the game, especially whenever it was miss a double now and you go to the tournament. So no, I was happy enough that way. But as I said, the only thing I was really disappointed on was probably the performance against Michael.
And not long after the UK Open, there was that long break, 4 months for you guys without playing, and for you it was 4 months because we didn't see you involved in the home tour at all. I mean, how did you spend that break with no darts?
Well, I'm playing 22 years now, and I've never really hardly taken a week off darts, never mind 3 or 4 months. So for me, I just spend it with my son, obviously, since he's been born. I've been, I'd say, probably 99% of the weekends and gone through half of the weeks. So I was only seeing him 2 and 3 days a week. And whenever I was home then, I was just with him every day and, to be honest, enjoying life.
Yeah, as you say, I mean, for one of the players like yourself, you've played the Premier League for the last few years, World Series, and we see you in pretty much everything there is. I mean, did it take a little bit of getting used to being back at home for such a long period of time? No,
not really, to be honest. I mean, my day was just full of excitement because my wee boy's up around the way, he's on his feet. So I was just playing with him out in the street, and he was going about on his scooter, and I was making him up, getting swimming pools and stuff like that. So the days were just full up with him, just running after him, but that was great. But to be honest, I think then, just after I got back into the summer series, and then we had another week or so off then, couldn't wait to get back at it then because I got a taste for it again. But no, it was great spending time with my son, and it was just the best days ever, just learning his wee personality and everything he likes, and I was just he was my best friend.
It's nice to hear it. I mean, you touched on the summer series there. That was when the Pro Tour resumed back in July, and you had a couple of good runs there, a quarter-final and a semi-final going into the World Match Play a week or so later. Did you feel like that week had set you up well for it?
To be honest, I felt like that was going to be the week I needed to practice for the match play, but I think the way it turned up, I played better in the summer series than I did in the match play. But no, I was glad. I mean, I was in 50-50 whether I was going to do the summer series, and then I thought then that I needed to go and get match practice. I'd only turn up to the match play and not having to play a match in 4 months and then seeing if it goes bad or good or whatever. So I thought, no, it'd be just good there to go and get match practice, and turned up and bar the first day. The first day I wasn't that great, but it was just circumstances, as in I was supposed to play in the live stream, and then they moved us back to another board, and then I kind of was doing there, and I was everywhere, and I didn't really play well the first day, but after that I kind of picked up my form and showed the way I was practicing, really, and got a couple of good results. Wouldn't have minded making a final or winning one, but the standard was really good, whoever beat me.
Just on the World Match Play as well, that followed the week after, and it was very different surroundings really for a TV major, especially the World Match Play. We're so used to it being in Blackpool. How did you find the whole experience of first playing on that stage and with no crowd behind you either?
Oh, it was very strange to start off with. Obviously, you go up there and there's no real great walk on, and everybody's in full voice, because obviously I have a nice walk on, and my first game was against Ricky Evans, and he's got a good walk on. So the whole crowd, the vibe of the whole building would have been buzzing, and how Blackpool is, it's always very warm. So you usually walk out of the practice room and just on a sunbed really to play darts, but no, it was just a bit strange. It took about a few days to get used to it. And then after you get over that, then you just actually concentrate on the match and just leg on leg, trying to win as many as you can, and hopefully you get to the finish line before your opponent does.
And then the Premier League restarted last weekend. You had a bit of work to do to avoid the elimination. 3 points from safety going into the week, but you pulled it off. 2 wins from your first 3 games. What was the feeling like when you knew that you'd done enough to stay in?
Well, I wasn't great to start off with, because I just played Peter and got beat, and Rob was on after me, but I didn't want no favours from Rob was playing Glenn. I was thinking, whatever happens, Rob Cross is one of the best players we've had in the last couple of years, and everything he's won, I thought, no, he could beat Glenn easily. So I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to go up there and get a point to put the pressure more on Rob, but I didn't do that, and he kind of went up there, and if he got the 2 points and got the 1, I was out. So I was happy after it was said and done, but I was more looking forward to me trying to get 6 points from 6 and trying to keep myself instead of going down to the last game and hoping that I needed Glenn to beat Rob.
But you did stay in, and then one of the games of the week really was your second game with Peter Wright, 8-6 win in a game which he hit a 9-dart leg in. I mean, to come off stage and win a game like that, you must have took a lot of confidence from that win.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I knew I had to play well. I usually always play well against Peter, bar the first time we played earlier in the week. But he missed a 9-darter then too, and whenever I shook his hand after he done the 9-darter, I said to him, no, I knew he wasn't going to miss it this time, because obviously whenever we're standing behind a player and they're on for a 9-darter and he's hit the first 2 trebles, whenever I looked up, you kind of look at his throw to see if he's followed through and got through it right, and obviously with his reaction the first time he played, he pulled it, but this time I knew that I just watched his arm and listened for the game shot, and came and fair played him for whatever Peter's done, world champion now on 9-darter. He's still only getting better, Peter, right? And that's a scary thought.
And it's very rare, really, that we see the same players playing on stage on TV 6 nights on the spin, but that's what you guys have just done in the Premier League. I mean, how did the players cope with that new experience of playing so many games?
Well, for me, it's just nice actually to just play one game, you know, where you're wearing your own, just the preparation right, and then see how you're going. It's one of them ones that's hard to play in, but it's also easy, as in you're playing against the best players in the world. If you're not on your A game, you're going to get beat, and if you're anything short of your A game, you're going to get a sore lesson. So it's easy in that sense, but no, I'm still really enjoying it. Lucky to be here. As I said, I didn't think coming into this last week that Rob Cross was going to lose all 3 games and I was going to get 3. I thought, I'll just come here now, try and win as many points as I possibly could, and Rob will win 2 games or whatever, and then that's not enough points for me to catch him, but I wasn't at it, and thankfully I'm here for another week, so I'll put in another good week's practice.
And you touched on it at the start as well, that you're still based in Milton Keynes during these couple of days that we've had without the Premier League before it gets going again tomorrow. I mean, did you want to go anywhere else? I know it'd probably be difficult to head home between that break, but did you think about maybe going somewhere else just to get a new surroundings for a couple of days?
Well, Well, my manager asked to see if I wanted to go to his house, but he was getting his son Jack to stay over, and he says he gets kind of noisy and cries through the night. So I said, I think I'll stay here in the hotel with a bit of peace and quiet. So yeah, that was just the decision made. But no, I mean, it wasn't so bad. I mean, we played on Sunday. Yesterday, I went out, done a bit of shopping. This phase, I went out and bought myself a couple of new things, t-shirts and stuff, because I only packed for probably the first week. But no, I was out doing a few bits of shopping, and today done the same thing. Went and just got bits and pieces for the room, and listening, doing this interview now. And after this is probably back to sitting on the bed and watching a bit of TV. But later on, go for a bit of practice.
You're back underway on the Premier League tomorrow night, Wednesday through to Saturday, 4 more league games. I mean, you're 5 points off the top four, going to probably need to rely on other results, and you'll also need to go perfect and win all 4 games to stand a chance. So how do you approach this week now?
I think the way I look at it is just go up there and try and win as many games, try and get as many points as possible, and probably upset, do a couple of upsets and the people that's in the top 5 or top 4, whatever the point difference is up there. But no, I mean, I'm hoping still they go up there, and as I say now, if I could take away there, if I had a loss, a draw, and 2 wins, I'd be more than happy. But the standard of people that's left to play is still very difficult. But I'm up for the challenge and up for the fight. And as I say, well, first things first, I'd love to make it in the double digits and 12 points or something like that. If I can get around that, I'll be happy enough. And if I'm still in the same position, I'll be okay, just as long as I get some more points.
Daryl, it's always a pleasure to get you on. Appreciate your time, and wish you all the best with this week and the rest of the year as well.
Not a problem. Thank you. Enjoyed it.